Welcome to Veteran Views of Connecticut, and welcome to watching the show. Boy, after everything that's been going on, I have to say it's been a long time, but we need to get back on the air and we need to make sure our veterans get the most up-to-date news that is possible, and also to help them as best as we can. Today's show is about the U.S. Small Business Administration, which I think is a great show to have now with this pandemic and a lot of the businesses that are going on. And it's going to be very informational. I hope that you have a paper and pencil, because those veterans out there that have businesses, I want to make sure that my guest's phone rings off the hook because the veterans also need the help. So joining us today is Frank Alvarado, Senior Area Manager, Veteran Business Development Officer for the Connecticut District Office, U.S. Small Business Administration. He's located at Brian McMahon Federal Building, 915 Lafayette Boulevard, room 214 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. His phone number, 203-335-0427 for his office, and his cell is 860-503-0390. Now, I will say the phone numbers after the show also. You can also reach him by email, Frank, F-R-A-N-K .ALVARADO @SBA.gov. Okay, Frank, welcome to the show. I wanted to make sure that information got out there.
That was very accurate, Gabe. Couldn't have been any more accurate than that, I tell you. Boy. Right to the point, right to the dot there.
It's got to be out there.
It's got to be out there, and I'm happy it is out there. And thank you for having me here today. And I understand this is your first show back, so
yes,
I am honored to be here and join you and talk about the SBA and what we can do to help veterans grow their business or even start a business. But as you know, the SBA is the federal agency that's charged with helping folks start businesses, grow their businesses. And now in this pandemic, everyone's heard the words or the letters PPP loan program or the EIDL, Economic Impact Disaster Loan. That's what we've been working on since in March, just getting these loans out the door and making sure that folks get the money that that they need to keep their businesses going. So it's been very busy, very busy. And now we're just waiting to see what Congress does on the stimulus package, because we know there's going to be a package coming down.
Correct.
We're confident of that. We just don't know what's going to be there.
Yeah.
But we're ready. We're ready to rock and roll, as they say.
Yeah, once they get over the haggling, it should be straightforward.
I'll leave the haggling to them. Send me the program, and we'll implement it and go with it and make sure that Connecticut's businesses continue to grow.
Yeah, because this is all about the veteran and making sure they're afloat.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And we have, as you mentioned before, one of my duties is a Veterans Business Outreach Officer, and I deal with veterans from all over the state. My office is in Bridgeport, but my veterans duties are from all over the state. And I've got to say, I've got a great relationship with the active duty naval base, with the National Guard Bureau and General Levon, with the reserve component, and the retired community, retired veterans community. I myself am retired from the Air Force. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I served 3 years in the Army. Took a hiatus for about 18 years, and then came back into the Air Force and did another 21 years. So
wow!
I retired in 2009. So and I've been able to make some terrific contacts here throughout the state. So I'm available to help anyone. I do have a colleague in my office. She is also a 10-year Army veteran, Tanisha Baptiste, who helps me with the veterans duties, and she also is an expert in helping veteran-owned businesses deal with government contracting. So we have the resources available to help veterans. So we're ready to go. As soon as whatever comes down from Washington, we're ready to implement it.
Well, I want to say thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And happy Veterans Day.
And same
Please
to you,
let
Gabe.
your colleague know the same.
Yeah, I will.
A couple of questions that I wanted to ask you. How has the support been from the constituents in the state? Like, the senators and...
We have a tremendous, great working relationship with the congressionals and the 2 U.S. senators. They've been constantly sending us, constituent complaints. We did a program in several weeks that normally would take a year or so to implement. We drummed it up and started approving these loans. Not specifically the Connecticut, but the SBA in general.
Right.
We've done more loans in 1 year, or since this pandemic started, than we have in the past 20 years or so. So it's been very, very busy, and so the congressionals are going to get complaints from the constituents. They forward those to us, and we do the research, and we get back to them. But their cooperation with us has been great. We couldn't have asked for more, and that relationship continues. Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was if you could possibly go over what's available out there, just in case there's any veterans that are either thinking about going into business or are in business, as far as any new programs. I know you have old programs because you've been on my show a couple of times. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about more geared towards the pandemic.
Right. The only active pandemic loan program that's out there right now is the EIDL, the Economic Impact Disaster Loan Program.
Okay.
That is a loan. For businesses. It is a 3.75% loan for 30 years. Goes up to $150,000.
I see.
If you're a nonprofit and you need some relief during COVID-19, you can get a loan from us at 2.75%. Same terms, 30 years, up to $150,000. That's the only active program we have right now. And anyone can go on our website, www.sba.gov. Go on that website, and the first thing that comes up is a banner that says COVID-19 assistance. You click on that, and you can apply for the EIDL right there. Do it. It's a simple application, and you can do it right on the website. That is processed directly through our Office of Disaster Assistance. That doesn't go to the bank. That is a SBA funded and processed loan. So it's a great program, but it is a loan. When we first started this, there was a grant component to that, but that went away. There was a sunset.
Almost like
that.
the stimulus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was it was there for a while, then the money ran out, and it hasn't come back yet.
As of course.
Yeah. The other one that was that everyone talked about and for many months was the PPP, Payroll Protection Program. That program is not active now. What is happening now is the recipients of that loan program are now applying for the forgiveness portion of the program. So if you got a loan, let's say for $10,000, and you used it for payroll and other related costs, you can now apply for forgiveness for the portion that you used for the payroll, for your payroll cost. And so the banks are starting to process that now. That is done through the bank that you got the loan from, not through the SBA. That is done directly. If you got a loan, if you got a PPP from People's Bank, you have to apply for forgiveness through People's Bank. You can't go to Bank of America. You have to go through the bank that you applied for. So those programs, that program right now, the EIDL is a program that any veteran-owned business can apply for, and anyone who's in business now can apply for that. You can use that program to start a business.
Okay.
If you want to start a business, let me walk you through that process.
Just 1 minute.
Sure.
Frank was talking about all of these different acronyms. Please give him a call so that you understand where you're at, because you might not be in the same place that he was talking about. This way you can get the true story right from Frank. And his number, again, 860-503-0390. It's important for you to understand where you're at in that hierarchy of making sure that you're covered with your business. Sorry about that.
No, that's quite right. So, getting back to if you want to start a business, you're a veteran and you're thinking about starting a business. As a matter of fact, I'm working with a veteran right now who wants to start a food truck. He wants to do a food truck. So, I get the call, or I get the referral. First thing I do is, under normal circumstances, they would come into the office, or I would meet them somewhere for a cup of coffee or something, and we would talk. But now, I do a phone interview. I call the veteran up and say, tell me a little bit about your background. You want to do a food truck? You have experience in the food industry, or just give me a little bit of information on your background so I can guide you. Once I do that, I'll probably refer him or her to our veterans counselor. We have a gentleman who is a counselor that works with veterans. Because you just can't start a business. You have to put together a business plan. You have to have something that that you can walk into a bank or one of our other non-traditional lenders, which are lenders that do SBA loans but are not banks. They're nonprofit agencies that do SBA loan programs. But you have to be prepared before you walk in there and ask for a loan. So we will work with you. We will help you prepare your business plan. We won't do it for you, but we will help you prepare your business plan. And then you can go in and you can. Our microloan program is a loan that you can borrow up to $50,000, from $1,000 to $50,000. That's under the microloan banner. And microloans are done by what we call non-traditional lenders, which are nonprofit organizations based here in the state of Connecticut that have been around for a minimum of 20 years making loans to people who want to start a business.
Wow.
And they've got a great reputation. They're certified. They're SBA certified. They work with the SBA. Some of them actually get lines of credit from the SBA so they can lend money out to folks that want to start a business. So that's, and the good thing about these nonprofit organizations is that they'll provide a counselor with you. They'll work with you. They're not just going to give you a check and say goodbye.
Right.
They're going to work with you for at least a year to make sure that your business is going well. Or if you run into a problem, they want to try to fix it before it gets out of hand. So that's the advantage of that. And then we have our traditional SBA loans that can go up to $5 million.
Right.
But all of the loans are available, to anyone. And as you know, I have a passion with working working with veterans and veteran-owned businesses.
Right.
And I enjoy it, and we've been pretty successful at it.
Now, most of our younger veterans that might be thinking about starting a business, they can also go on your website and just kind of like look around.
Yeah.
Some younger veterans don't like to call and listen. They kind of want to check it out for themselves first.
Yeah, we also have a program called Boots to Business. Boots to Business is a entrepreneurship program that consists of 8 training modules that we present. Typically, we do it at the Navy base because it is intended for active duty, but we offer it to National Guard, retirees, reservists, spouses of military members and retired members. We are working on putting together our next Boots to Business for the general, for the general public. General public, I'm talking about the veterans community.
Correct.
We're working on that. Hopefully we'll have something announced in a couple of weeks. It's going to be virtual. Everything is virtual now.
Oh,
so
of course.
It'll be over a 2-day period, probably something from like 9 to 1 and then 9 to 1 the next day. So it's 8 modules and we stick a franchising. Franchising is a terrific way for veterans to go into business.
It is, yeah.
It is an awesome way for veterans to go into business because veterans are used to SOPs, to regulations, to following the manual.
Correct.
And in franchising, there's a lot of that in franchising. It's a business in a box. You follow these rules. This is what you do. And many of the time you're going to be successful. Most of the time you're going to be very successful because you're following the model. So we throw a franchising piece into there because, as I said, veterans. I think veterans love the aspect of franchising.
Oh,
and
I think so too.
There's at least 1,000 franchises that have been certified and approved by the SBA for funding.
I
So
see.
if a veteran wants to think about franchising, they can go to our website again, www.sba.gov. In the search engine, they can just put the word franchise list, and it's an Excel sheet with at least 1,000 different franchises that have all been vetted and approved for SBA financing. So that's how they can do that.
Now, those veterans that finish the 8-part module, do they get some kind of certificate that they need for the franchises? That helps them with the franchises?
They don't need it for the franchise, but we do offer a certificate in case.
Nice.
In case a lender says, have you taken any classes on becoming an entrepreneur? I can say, I took the SBA's Boots to Business course.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we offer courses throughout the state with our resource partners. And let me talk about what we call our resource partners.
Please.
Again, so people can understand what they are. The SBA in Connecticut is a staff of 10 people. Very small office. Last fiscal year that we have numbers for, we're still working on the current numbers. We talked to about 27,000 people. Now, 10 people are never going to be able to do that. So we have what we call resource partners. And resource partners are the agencies or groups that work with the SBA. So let me start with SCORE. SCORE is the oldest organization, used to be called the Service Corps of Retired Executives, SCORE. Yep. They don't like that anymore. They just call themselves SCORE because many of the and this is an all-volunteer organization, many of the volunteers are still working. They're not retired.
Right.
So they got rid of the long name and just call themselves SCORE. There's a chapter, there's chapters all throughout the state. So if you live in Bridgeport, there's a Bridgeport chapter. You live in New Haven, there's a New Haven chapter. In Hartford, there's a Hartford chapter. There's out here, there's a chapter in New London. So we have chapters all over the state, and well over 500 volunteers in these SCORE chapters. So if you need counseling, I can send you to a SCORE chapter. The second group that we work with is the Veterans Business Outreach Center, or the VBOC, Veterans Business Outreach Center. The New England Center is out of Rhode Island, but we have counselors here in Connecticut that we work with. Again, volunteers. So you don't have to go do this alone. You have resources that we can use. The third agency that we work with is called the Women's Business Development Center. They specialize in working with women entrepreneurs and with women veterans. but they will work with anybody that walks through their doors. But their specialty is working with women, and they're very successful at it. They have 3 offices in Connecticut, New London, Derby, and Stamford. And well staffed, very professional, and people that know what they're doing and can help you quite a bit. The 4th partner that we that we use is the Connecticut Small Business Development Center, the SBDC. These are paid business advisors through UConn, through the University of Connecticut. They are funded, the SBDC is funded by the SBA and the state of Connecticut. It's a partnership. So these paid business advisors can help you as well to prepare your business plan, to help you do research. You want to open up a hot dog stand, let's say, and you want to find out how many hot dog stands are in the area. That they can look it up. They can look it up and tell you. They can tell you what sales should be. So they have great tools that they can help you with. And the key thing here, Gabe, is that all of these services are free, absolutely free. We are not allowed to send anyone to get services that you have to pay for. Our mandate is to provide you with the best information we can at no charge.
Which is a great
great
program.
Yeah, you can save a lot of money, especially if you're thinking about starting a new business. The key thing, if you take away anything from this conversation, folks, is that you have to be prepared. You can't decide to open a business overnight, and think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. It might happen, but you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're going to fail. So and we can help you get prepared. We can help you get to where you're going to be successful.
And especially if it's free, it really doesn't cost anything for that person that wants to really open a business, like say a hot dog stand, to come and see you, and get the statistics and be able to get somewhere, we're going. I remember Score 2 years ago.
No, they are terrific. They're a terrific group of people.
Now, UConn also has don't they incorporate that into a school?
They have the
I forgot what they called it.
Yeah, it's a boot camp. They call it like getting an MBA, and
it's pretty intense. From what
in a couple months.
Told me.
I know that the in residence portion of it is 2 weeks. Up at the University of up at UConn in Hartford.
Right.
Out of the business school out of Hartford. It's called the UConn Entrepreneurship Boot Camp, and it's Lieutenant Colonel Sakea, who is in charge of it.
He's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah. He's an Iraqi veteran, disabled vet.
So anybody that's watching, please, Frank's number is 860-503-0390. I know we're going fast. We got a lot of stuff to cover here. We'll eventually get back to some of this. We'll go over your phone number, and don't forget about. I don't even know what your website is.
The Connecticut specific is www.sba.gov/CT.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to go right to a break. We'll be right back for more of Veteran Views of Connecticut.
Community TV, your neighborhood TV.
Publicly funded and a reliable partner for cable companies nationwide. It provides transparent coverage of local and state government, education, and public programming.
A digital town green that can be watched anywhere, anytime, and on any device.
Watch us on today's high-tech distribution methods.
Community TV in Connecticut.
Local,
unfiltered,
reliable, and yours.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it.
Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
This magazine we usually...
Welcome to Veteran Views of Connecticut. Today's show is about the U.S. Small Business Administration. You probably caught us talking, because I can't stop talking. Me and Frank were kind of just talking about different things. But he's the senior area manager for the Veterans Business Development. He's the development officer. And for the Connecticut District Office of the U.S. Small Business Administration. He's located at Brian McMahon Federal Building, 915 Lafayette Boulevard, room 214 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. His number there at the office is 203-335-0427. His cell is 860-503-0390. And you can get him at Frank, F-R-A-N-K Alvarado, A-L-V-A-R-A-D-O at sba.gov. I will also have my email address up on the site or on the camera. Please take it down, call me. I will get in touch with Frank. I'll make sure that Frank gets all the information. So Frank, let's getting back to what we were talking about before, which are great programs and great things that are going on to help the business people here, veteran businesses in Connecticut. Can you give us a little bit of a view of like what happened when this whole pandemic went down? I mean, did you get flooded with all different phone calls with businesses? Was it, like real chaotic or?
Yeah, I mean, we went into shutdown mode.
That's
and
what I'm
leaving the office around March 17th.
Okay.
And we started working from home. But that's when, the program started to come down. And to say we were inundated is the tip of the iceberg. We were flooded with phone calls, emails, texts, just businesses, wanted to know how and when they could apply for the assistance that Congress had just approved. So, we have the local office here trying to, help the Connecticut businesses because that's our mandate. Help Connecticut businesses grow, stay in business, and now during the pandemic, we want to help them stay in business, make sure that they can survive what's happening. So we immediately, the entire office went into the mode of helping people, get the answers that they needed. So the EIDL, the Economic Impact Disaster Loan, or the EIDL was the first one that we started working on. That one is a direct SBA program. Mm-hmm. So there are.
When you mean direct,
let me explain that. There are, under normal circumstances, the SBA does not write a check to a business. You go through a bank, or you go through our non-traditional lenders, which are the nonprofits that we spoke about previously. During disasters or any declared disaster, be it COVID-19, Hurricane Maria, any natural disaster where there's a disaster declaration declared by the president, the SBA becomes a lender. And we not only lend to businesses, but we lend to people, private folks. If you have a home and your home is damaged because of a hurricane or whatever, you can apply for an SBA disaster loan. If you are a renter and you lose your personal property, your automobile, your personal property, your furniture, you can apply for an SBA disaster loan directly through the SBA. This is not going through the bank. So the economic disaster impact loan, the EIDL, economic disaster impact loan, that we worked on, went directly through the SBA. So we had to make sure that people understood where they could apply, where on the website they could go and apply, because they could, they had to do it directly through the website, or they could fill out an application and send it by mail to our, to an office that was designated. But most people in today's climate, most people apply online, which is the fastest and the safest way to do it. So we had to gear up for that, and then the flood of questions. How much can I get? How do I do it? If I have two businesses, can I apply for the two businesses? Yeah, because a lot of people have more than one business. So we had to ramp up and go into disaster mode to service everybody. So that was one loan, and then came the PPP, Payroll Protection Program, another loan, another program, which was going to be run by the banks, but the banks, had to gear up for it. They had to prepare for it as well. You just don't, turn the clock and flip the page and it's done. You have to prepare. They have to, they have to be ready. So it took a little while for them to get ready, but then, they responded and they did what they had to do. And people started getting the money, but and even today we're still working on helping people get their loans, because they could have not done a complete application, they could have missed something, they could have put something in there that wasn't correct, and the loans when they're reviewed, they'll some loan processors will say, well, why this, why that? And then, the client gets an email, he or she doesn't understand, they're going to call the local office.
Right, right.
Okay, I was getting calls from, if you look at the Bridgeport office, if you go across the Sound,
right.
What is it, about 20 miles?
Right,
From Bridgeport to Long Island?
Yes.
When you go on the website and you put, the closest SBA office to my zip code, it goes by miles. So I was getting calls from Long Island. I was getting calls from Westchester. We were getting calls from all over.
All over, yeah.
Because of proximity of our offices in Hartford and Bridgeport. So we're happy to do it because our programs are national programs.
Right.
So whatever you get in Connecticut, you get in Massachusetts, you get in Rhode Island, all over the country. So they had to, we had to adjust to that. We had to, set people on the right path. But even today, businesses are still hurting, and we're there to help. We want them to succeed. We want them to open their doors again, especially now, as we're getting towards the holiday season. Businesses want to succeed. And want to, they want to get open. They want to do business. As you well know, one of the hardest hit industries has been the restaurant industry.
They've been hit the hardest.
The restaurant and the bars and so. So we're doing what we can to help, but they have to follow the governor's guidelines as
Right.
well as we do. We have to follow the guidelines that are and the parameters that are set by Congress.
Correct.
For us to be able to help.
Now, a question that I've always wanted to ask, what about those veterans that have a business that they run from their home, or they don't have a factory, they don't have a restaurant.
Under the COVID, under this emergency, sole proprietors, DBAs, small businesses, they are eligible for the programs. Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because I always wondered that.
Yes,
you know,
they are.
because a lot of people think, oh, well, Small Business Administration, they're not going to let me get anything because I work from home, or, you know, but if they show that they have a business, and what do they have to show, that they're registered as a business?
Yeah.
You know.
And most businesses are registered either at the local level, if you're a DBA doing business as, or at the state Secretary of State's if you're an LLC or a corporation or a partnership. So you know, that's not a problem. Most businesses have some sort of registration. Yeah, and you have to have a employer identification or EIN number from the federal government, from the IRS. So that's important. You gotta have some people. Some DBAs use their Social Security, their personal, because they run the business through their personal tax return, which is fine. But we always encourage businesses to get a tax ID number for your business.
Yeah, that's usually like private contractors and plumbers and carpenters and stuff like that.
So we encourage that, and that's the kind of stuff that we help you with.
Right.
We help you do that.
Now, as far as coming in to see you or getting forms, are most of the forms online? Can they fill out stuff online and then kind of talk to you back and forth?
Yeah, most of the applications are online.
Okay.
Just go online, and if you get stuck or you get jammed up, you can always call me. Or one of the best ways to get me is through my email, because I'm constantly checking it every day. Even though we're working from home, I still get at least 100 emails a day, at least 100 emails a day on questions on loan programs, and if I do this, can I do this? Can I do that? If I got this type of loan, can I get that type of loan? So but the best way, best way is through the email.
Now, is there anything that's a specialized loan that's coming down the pike, like I would say like restaurants? Because they really got hit really hard.
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, nothing. It's they can apply for the EIDL.
Yeah, because I wanted
Economic
to just
Injury Disaster Loan.
Yeah, let the veterans know out there what's going on, and it's the same thing with the food trucks. Food trucks are a little bit different.
Now, there's one special program that I do want to mention. Let's say you're for the conversation's sake, you're an electrician. But you're the electrician. You're the one with the A1 license, right?
Correct.
You're also a member of the National Guard. Okay, you got a call. They're calling you up.
I gotta go.
You gotta go, right? You're gonna be gone for 3 months, 6 months, whatever. What happens to the business? Businesses, your income is gonna go down. Your business is gonna go down because you are the person. So there's a special loan for that particular individual to apply for through the SBA. It's an economic impact disaster loan, but it's a special loan for people who are called to active duty, who are the principal in the business.
Correct.
So
just like they did in New York, they activated people to go in and help out and what have
but
you.
This is if you get a long-term assignment, if you're going to be gone for 3, 4, 5 months, your business, you still have to pay bills, right? Your business.
That's true.
You got to pay. You got to pay the truck. You got to pay. your suppliers. So there's a special program for that, and if anyone is up in that situation, let me know, and we'll guide you to where you have to be.
But still, the bottom line is, any question that anybody has to ask about business, because no question is
no
dumb.
Question. No,
It's
of course not.
got to find out what's going on. Make sure that you definitely get to Frank. Email Frank, FRANK Alvarado at sba.gov. You can also get my phone number off of this show and my email address, and I will make sure that you get it so that we can get you all set up and get you going for this situation. So, how do you feel? Because I don't like to sit here, and I'm not going to play politics, or I'm not going to say I have a crystal ball or anything like that. But this COVID thing is really, it's going to be a while. It just seems like it's going to be a while.
It seems that way, yeah.
Right. So, by what you see and what the federal government's doing, are you seeing that they're actually doing enough? They're doing the best that they possibly can?
I can speak for the Connecticut District
right.
Office of
That's
the
who I'm
SBA.
talking about. Yeah.
We are doing the utmost that we can do, and we continue to do it, and we will continue to do it with the resources that we have. Our primary goal is to make sure that Connecticut businesses continue to strive, and continue to grow, and continue to survive during this pandemic. And we have a dedicated staff in the office. As a matter of fact, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we just got a new district director here in Connecticut.
Oh.
Well, her name is Catherine Mark. She comes to us from the Department of Commerce, and she is our new district director here. And her mission and her task to us is make sure that we continue to help small businesses. And we will continue to do that. Personally, I don't want to speak for everybody, but personally, I think COVID is here for a little while longer. Let's hope and pray that this vaccine is as good as they say it is, and we can survive. But in the meantime, we have to do everything we can while protecting ourselves. But protecting the staff has to protect itself to help the small businesses here in Connecticut.
Right. Yeah, and I really feel that we will get there. Mm-hmm. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I think the Small Business Administration's always been dedicated, even when they didn't have the pandemic. I've had you many a times on the show, and they've had some great programs that have come through.
And as a result of the appearances on your shows, we have been we've been able to help a lot of people, a lot of veterans. Say, listen, I saw you and Julio on the show, and I want to open up a small business. What do I have to do?
Right.
And I can't stress it enough. You have to be prepared. You have to be prepared, and we can help you to get to where you are prepared. We can help you in preparing yourself to walk into a bank and ask for a loan. We can help you prepare yourself, to go into and talk to a landlord about, a location. One thing we always say, always ask questions before signing anything.
Right. Right.
You'd be surprised how many people get bamboozled into signing a lease when it really wasn't in their best interest, or signing a document when it wasn't in their. We're not lawyers, but we can advise you. Go. You're at the point where you need to go see a lawyer, and make sure that this document is in your benefit, not fully benefiting the landlord, but it provides some benefits to you. Or not only a lease, but any kind of contract, any kind of contract that you sign for your business. Always get it. We advise always. Talk to a lawyer. Yeah.
Now, one of the things I also did not talk about: what days are you there? And from what time to what time, and what's your business hours?
Okay, I am available from 7 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday to Friday. Emails, emails I check all day because, like I said, I'm working from home, so the computer's there. So I'm checking my emails throughout the day. I could be watching a ball game, and I'll listen to the ball game and check my emails. So I'm available. I don't want to say 24/7, but if you have a question, again, drop me an email, and you will get an answer. You will get an answer, and I'm available. Not only me, but my colleague Tanisha Batiste is available, and so are the other members of the team in the Connecticut office. Not only do we work on starting a business, but we can help you with government contracting. We can help you with securing a loan. Talking to how to talk to a banker, and tell you the different type of loans that we have out there. Exporting. If you have a business and you want to export, we have 2 people here in Connecticut that are experts in exporting and can help you grow your company by exporting. So we have some real good staff within the office that are very dedicated to small businesses.
Now, one last question, because we're getting right down to the time that we have to talk. And please don't take this the wrong way, because it's different. Each business is different when you start it. What's an average of starting a business from idea to actually doing the business?
Time-wise, you mean?
Yeah.
I would say, Gabe, minimum.
That's what I'd like.
Minimum of 6 months. Minimum.
Okay.
Minimum.
That's just to give an idea to some of the veterans out there that this isn't like, I'm going to go in there, here, Frank, next week I'm already going to the bank and doing something.
And we're glad you mentioned that. The other key thing in that is that don't expect to borrow 100% of the money you need to start a business.
Yep.
You have to have skin in the game. You have to be prepared to have at least from 10 to 20% of the total cost of the project. So if you're starting a business and it's going to cost you $100,000, you need between $10,000 and $20,000 of your own money. No one's going to lend you 100%. No one's going to finance you.
Well, that's with any bank.
Yeah.
But
you'd be surprised how many people think they can borrow the full amount. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You have to have skin in the game.
Well, these are some of the things I want to make sure that veterans know about that's out there, because sometimes you have people that have business. Oh, you could get 100%. Oh, no, you could do this. You could do that. Whereas it's best if they come and contact you or one of your teams. Team members here in Connecticut. I like to call them team members. And I'm sure that they're going to have your number up there. I'm just going to say your number again. In your Bridgeport office is 203-335-0427. And then your cell is 860-503-0390. And you can always contact me, 203-907-8564. And, pretty much that's about everything in a nutshell. As far as, is there anything else you want to cover?
No, just want to thank you for having the SBA back here. And like I said before, I'm honored to be your first guest as you make your comeback. So welcome back, and thank you for having us.
Yeah, and like I said, it's very, very important now, especially with this pandemic and all these businesses really trying to figure out what they're going to do and where they're going to get the help. I'm so glad that you're here and you're able to help. And all I can say, it's very important. And again, Frank, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're kind of coming to the end of the show. And we'll see you next month. We're going to have some more great veteran information. A lot of medical information, like from the VA Medical Center or other medical information, might be hard to get we're trying to devise different ways of getting this information to you. Please, if you can and you are interested, if you send me your email at my email address, if you send it, I will keep you up to date with resource flyers, resource virtual programs where you can actually get onto WebEx and you will actually be able to talk and see what kind of programs the VA Medical Center has. I think this is the way it's going to be for a long time. Please send me your email address, maybe your first and last name, maybe a phone number. I will put you on the list. I will blast it out to you when I get it. If I get anything from the VA Medical Center, it will be the same way. And it's very important that you really, really think about this. This is the way I've been communicating with everybody, is through virtual communication. So remember always to thank a vet. To all our veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. Can't forget that. I love to watch my movies on Wednesday. And now I'd like to have a moment of silence for those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for the freedom of our country. Always remember, freedom is never free. See you next month for some more great veteran information. Have a nice day.